The Chicago Bulls outlast the Atlanta Hawks 168 to 161 in quadruple overtime. That was a long ass fucking game. And it would have been fucking nice to see if I had fucking cable, but I don't. But a 168 to 161 game, that's fucking hell of a game to see. Zach LaVine led the way with 47 points for the Bulls. And right behind him were Larry Markin and Otto Porter. They both scored 31. And Felicio only played 5 minutes in that one overtime, and he attempted a shot, but he got fouled on it, and he scored 2 points or something like that. So, and he's not that good anyway, so I don't even know why the Bulls even gave him a 4-year extension. Was it last year? I said, what's the point of that if you're not going to play him at all? Yeah, because it was Zach LaVine with 47, Markkanen with 31, Porter with 31, Robin Lopez had 11, Chris Dunn had 14, so all 5 starters had double-digit points. Felicio, Cabarrou, and Selden were the only 3 that didn't score more than 10 points. Felicio had 2, Cabarrou had 4, and Selden had 5. And now for the Hawks, even though Trae Young scored the most points on the Hawks, and it kind of sucks to actually see this, but obviously the Bulls needed this win more than the Hawks did. But Trae Young for the Hawks scored 49 points. And Alex Len scored 24, and they're the only 2 that had 20-plus points. Amari Spellman had 9, Taurean Prince had 17, Dwayne Dedmon had 14, and Herter had 15. Bembry had 13, and even though Vince Carter is the oldest basketball player in the league, he's still dominating games and he still scored at 42. He still managed to score 13 points. Jalen Adams had 3, which the only 3 points he had was off a 3-pointer. Justin Anderson was the only one that didn't score, and Kent Bazemore, who's usually better than he is, only scored 4 points in this game. And now, even though the Charlotte Hornets did win, and they beat the Brooklyn Nets 123 to 112. Frank Kaminsky, who hasn't really been getting any playing time this year, actually managed to score 15 points today, which was one of his better games for the year. And they're probably playing him because it's towards the end of the season, because there's only like 20 games left in the season anyway. Yeah, so Charlotte Hornets beat the Brooklyn Nets 123 to 112. Kemba Walker led the way with 25 points for the Hornets. Jeremy Lamb right behind him with 22. Bismack Biyombo scored 2 points, which he was the one that scored the least amount of points, and he doesn't really score a lot anyway. Like I said, Frank Kaminsky scored 15 points, 1 for 2 on threes, and he made 7 baskets altogether. Now for the Brooklyn Nets, D'Angelo Russell led the way with the Brooklyn Nets with 22 points, while Ed Davis and Shabazz Napier were the only 2 that didn't score at all. But D'Angelo Russell and DeMarre Carroll were the only 2 that scored 20 points or more. DeMarre Carroll had 20, and now, Toronto Raptors and Trailblazers. Now, when it came to the Toronto Raptors and Trailblazers, Kawhi Leonard scored 38 points for the Toronto Raptors to lead the way. And, now, yeah, like I said, for Toronto, it says Kawhi Leonard scored 38 points to lead the way, while Patrick McCall doesn't score. For the Trailblazers, C.J. McCollum scored 35 points, while Zach Collins doesn't score at all. The Boston Celtics beat the Washington Wizards 107 to 96. Now for this one, I think Al Horford had 18 points for this game, and he was the leading scorer for Boston. Um, yeah, it says, yeah, Al Horford scored 18 points for the Boston Celtics to lead the way, while Robert Williams III doesn't score. Bradley Beal for the Washington Wizards scored 29 points to lead, which he was the leading scorer on the Wizards. But Chasson Randall doesn't score at all. The last one for right now will be the Pelicans versus the Suns, and the New Orleans Pelicans beat the Phoenix Suns 130 to 116. Other than the Bulls having a shitty record, the only other team that has a shittier record than the Bulls is the Phoenix Suns. Because what this loss today was Phoenix Suns' 51st loss of the season. It was pretty pathetic. For the Pelicans, Julius Randle scores 22 points to lead the way. And Jahlil Okafor only scored 4 points, which was the lowest of the for any of the players on the team, because everybody else had either 6 points or more. The Queen. For the Phoenix Suns, Devin Booker scores 26 points. While Tyler Johnson finishes with 3. Tyler Johnson had the least amount of points in that team on the game in this one. And Jamal Crawford, Elia Coble, and Spalding don't play. And then for the New Orleans Pelicans, it's just Johnson, Hill, and Clark don't play at all in the game. And that's it so far.